Let's talk about apparel when you are mountain trout fishing. Some things to wear, some things maybe not to wear, but it all culminates in what is going to allow you to be the most comfortable when you're hiking miles along a trail or up a river fishing, and it's going to allow you to have the most fun and catch the most fish. This is going to be a little bit specific on shoes over everything else, as shoes has been a pretty common conversation in our household lately. So let's start with what not to wear. First up, for what not to wear. Now, I wouldn't think I would even need to mention this. I think most people that go fishing would know not to do this, but this has happened to me. Well, not to me, but to one of my friends that I took fishing one time, so I figured it was worth a mention. Western boots. Should we wear these fishing? Probably not. But I had a friend that I took fishing a couple years ago up in the mountains, and he was wearing his cinch jeans, I think they were cinches, and his Ariat boots. And the water was pretty low in the river, so we were rock hopping along up the middle of the river fishing, and we didn't get probably more than 30 yards. I turned around and look, and there he is laying waist deep in water, because these are not made to grip onto rocks. What was even funnier about this is after that, we were sitting on the tailgate of the truck, and Fish and Game Warden came up to us as my buddy is sitting in his boxers on the tailgate while his pants and socks and shirt and Ariat boots were all drying out. So that was a pretty interesting conversation that we had with the Fish and Game Warden. So let's not wear Ariat boots when we are in the mountains fishing for trout. Next up, don't wear Vans tennis shoes. This has been a pretty common conversation in our household lately because I have a 5-year-old stepson. Well, he's almost 5, and we're talking about getting him some good trail shoes to go with us on the trail because he's wearing his Vans. They don't have the support that you need for an adult or for a kid either. And I mean, the kid's really not going to say a whole lot, right, because they don't know any different. But if you want to have a good day out with the family in the mountains fishing, comfort is a big thing, and being able to walk miles at a time without you complaining or your kid complaining will make your adventure a lot more fun. So don't wear Vans. They have a little bit better traction than Ariats, but they just don't have the overall support that you would need for a long trail hike. Also, don't wear flip-flops, don't wear Crocs. I mean, keep in mind, you're going out mountain trout fishing. Sorry about the background noise. But you're going out mountain trout fishing. You know, you're going miles out into the backcountry, and you want to be comfortable. So don't wear your flip-flops, don't wear Crocs, you know, anything like that that I do see people wearing, especially after COVID, new people that are introduced out to the wilderness that have never done it before. And it's one thing, you know, take those with you on your camping trip, wear them around camp, but don't go out hiking in them. All right, this next part's going to get a little bit controversial. Personal preference. You can take this information in a positive way, or you can take it and not agree with it, and that's perfectly okay. But hiking boots. Lots of people will prefer hiking boots, and there are all the reasons why a hiking boot is good to wear while hiking, obviously given the name, right? I personally don't like hiking boots for a couple reasons. When I was younger and my parents used to take us fishing up to the same places that we go now, my parents used to always put me in hiking boots, and they have the ankle support, they have everything that you need, except what I don't like about them is typically they are heavier. I guess I should preface this. I'm comparing them to running shoes or trail running shoes, and that's what I do prefer. And the reason that I prefer them is hiking boots are they're heavy, and in my type of fishing, small creeks and rivers, your feet are going to get wet. I feel like if your feet don't get wet, then you probably aren't really fishing, or you're not fishing hard enough. So hiking boots, once they get wet, they tend to hold the water, and they're heavier to start out with. So that could make the rest of your hike a little bit more unenjoyable. If you know, now you're packing all this extra water weight, your feet aren't comfortable, your feet are wet. So I don't personally like hiking boots. There are, I'm sure, plenty of people that would prefer that, and plenty of people that try not to get wet while they're fishing. But the rivers that I seem to fish, given the conditions, high water, low water, whatever it may be, you're rock hopping along, sometimes the water's high, so you got to get out around the bush line that's usually right around the edge of the rivers, so you got to get out there a little bit. And when you're backpacking or hiking out, 5, 6, 10 miles up a trail, I'm not taking waders with me. That just it makes no sense to me. The water's cold, but get over it. Get out there and get fishing. So not just any trail shoe or running shoe is going to work. Okay, the reason I say not every running shoe is going to work is because there are still lots of different types of running shoes. And this is the conversation that my girlfriend and I have been having most often, because we need to get her some trail running shoes. So she has currently these Adidas running shoes, whatever they are. I can tell you just by looking at the bottoms of them, these are for the street. These are like track, running on pavement running shoes, which if you're on pavement, work fine. They have, a little bit of support. But the problem she is having is they don't have enough grip. And we're fishing up in the Sierras where there's a lot of granite. And she has slid on the granite multiple times every single time we go out. So we need to get her some more capable trail running shoes that have a little bit more bite on the bottom, or more of a knobby. So this is what I'm currently wearing, which is a Brooks Cascadia 6, I think. I don't think it says on here. Yeah, no. I'm pretty sure it's Cascadia 6, but you can see these blocks on here, and these help me grip on the granite a lot better. They also help me grip when I'm rock hopping along in the middle of rivers a lot better. So this is something that we have been looking at to get her, so that she can have a more enjoyable trip when we go out fishing, is a better shoe. Now, I made a mistake with these shoes specifically and bought the Gore-Tex ones, as you can see. Gore-Tex works great if you're just, splashing through small little puddles on the sidewalk or on the trail or something like that. Where they don't work that great is, like I just said, I am fully getting in the water, sometimes waist deep, knee deep, whatever. And once the water gets in these shoes, kind of turns them into hiking boots, so to speak, where the water doesn't get out very easily. So I made the mistake of getting a Gore-Tex shoe when I should have just bought the regular Cascadia 6s or 5s, whatever these are, from Brooks. The previous ones I had were not Gore-Tex, and they expel the water a lot better once you get in, and they dry out fast. They're lightweight, not the Gore-Tex ones, but the regular ones. They're lightweight, so if you get in the water, you get out, keep going up the trail, most of the water gets out of them, they dry out pretty quick. You can enjoy the rest of your day while you're out fishing. So this is something that I recommend here. A trail specific, I believe on the Brooks website, these actually are specific for mountain trail, which is exactly what we do. So this is like something I would recommend here, just probably not the Gore-Tex version of these. I didn't think that one through. A couple other things to think about when you are mountain trout fishing is the fact that you are up in elevation. Where we typically fish is anywhere from, I'd say, 6,500 feet in elevation up to 10,000 feet in elevation. So while you think that because you're up in elevation the weather is cooler, you're still 8,000 feet closer to the sun, so you will get fried if you don't have proper protection. So get a fishing hat, or some kind of, I call it a fishing hat, whatever. It's a sun hat. Get some kind of a sun hat. Keep the sun off of your face, off of your ears. It helps me because I'm obviously carrying my 1-year-old still, and if I'm in the right conditions, this little extra bit will help kind of block her a little bit too, and she has her own sun hat that she usually wears as well. But something to think about is the fact that you are that much closer to the sun, and you can very easily get 2nd or even 3rd degree blister burns from sunburn at elevation. On that same note, sunburns, a couple other things to consider are maybe like a light long sleeve shirt. to keep the sun off of your skin. 2, it's kind of a first line of defense against mosquitoes. Keep the mosquitoes off of your skin. I typically just wear a t-shirt, but like when we just went fishing last weekend, there were a lot of mosquitoes, and that would have helped. Although, little known fact, or maybe it's a well-known fact, mosquitoes can still get you through your clothing. That's not a problem for them. But anyways, first line of defense, long sleeve shirt maybe, just to help keep a little bit of extra skin covered from, you know, branches that might scratch you, the sun, mosquitoes. And shorts versus pants, like I told you in the beginning, took my buddy fishing and he wore his cinched jeans that were, you know, triple extra starched or whatever the heck he does to them. That's not ideal. You know, you get denim wet and you're pretty miserable after that. So I like to wear a light short. I don't even know the material of it is, but they can get wet and they dry really quickly and easily. So, you know, like I said, I get wet up to my knees, waist, whatever. The shorts dry out quickly. So I typically would wear shorts, maybe colder weather, more of like a cargo pant. I don't know if that's the right term, but like a light pant that would keep you a little bit warmer, keep the mosquitoes off your legs, that aspect too. But again, this is all personal preference type stuff, just stuff that we typically do when we go fishing. I typically wear t-shirts and shorts, but that's all personal preference. I take sunscreen with us, take bug spray or bug repellent with us, because that is a very apparent thing when you're fishing in the mountains, is you are going to get bit by mosquitoes. So a couple things to think about when you're going mountain trout fishing. Some of that stuff obviously should be pretty well known. Some of it maybe not so well known, but I thought I would put that information out there, as conversation's been coming up with us, especially shoes related. So yeah, take this information with a grain of salt, use it, have fun with it, get out there, do some fishing, and I hope to not see you on the trail, because if you're fishing the same spot I am, then you're probably catching all the fish. So anyways, enjoy this, and we will see you next time.